Full circle of skill set and career arc. When I was a student in school, starting in junior high, I volunteered for the AV program in my junior high school. And that included a class that was only for basically the smart kids, the A students. You could opt into this elective. I wasn't smart enough, but I had the technical skills, so I convinced them to let me in there anyway to be able to shoot and edit on tape back in the day. That rolled right into high school, which had an excellent AV program, and we would do live coverage of football and sports, live switch cameras. We do 2 and 3 camera switches. Back then, I started on tube cameras, then we switched over to CCDs. This would have been the early 90s. All of that time as a student was not for a grade or a class. It was all after school, extracurricular, additional time. My high school, during your scheduled study hall period, you could get a pass to go hang out in the TV studio instead of whatever your assigned classroom was. So that's how I occupied all my free time for 4 years of high school. I had a classmate whose father was in the engineering department at the cable company for that region. I was in southern New Hampshire at the time. So I got to start working through that volunteer experience for the cable company, doing college level and some high school live football and sports with the cable operations equipment. So they had a bigger straight truck, switcher package, instant replay, Chiron graphics, and they were still running Ikegami 730, ITC 730 tube cameras. Those were the ones with the red side covers. So I learned how to register and paint cameras, pull iris, and be the shader during the live broadcast. I started doing football and basketball. I would do that after school on game days, stringing cable through stadiums in slush and cold for football season. And then they would put me in the truck during the show. And once I built a little more confidence with them, they put me on a high wide. And then I got to be the high follow cam on the press box for football, end zone camera. Same for basketball, sort of same trend. Then I got put back in the truck, did a little bit of graphics, got to do a little bit of replay, got to technical direct a little bit, all of which for the cable company, it was Continental Cablevision at the time. That was all paid work as a high school student. You know, it was hourly. I'd go to the TV station and clock in, and then we would carpool to the venue, work the game, go back to the station, get in our personal vehicles. And before I had a driver's license, I had to get picked up and dropped off. But I did that all 4 years of high school. I was making a little bit of money, but also still super engaged in my high school, doing high school sports programming. New Hampshire is a presidential election. It's the first state with a primary, so I got to do a lot of presidential coverage. And long short of it is, I get a lot of people that reach out to me and ask, hey, how do I want to do more camera work. How do I get a job like yours? How do I get more experience? All of your idle time, you should be volunteering somewhere, getting more experience, and doing roles that aren't what you want to do. You should fill every role in a production to understand the perspective and how it works. So on this shoot, this is my local MMA gym. This was at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. It's our second attempt at a grappling and sparring event competition tournament it's open to all competitors, not just from our school in the city, at the county grounds here of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. So all crew, volunteer students from the MMA Academy, minors as well as adults, and we all rotated. I ran camera for a little bit. I took a break. I switched, did audio tech, had to do all the Video Village, video return stuff. I brought 4 cameras. We ended up running only 3. I was just short on time with the setup. If you caught the live stream, it's not archived, but the audio was terrible. I apologize for that. I was using my Bluetooth headset, and it was super loud in the venue with the PA system and the music, and they put a loudspeaker right next to our tech table. But irrespective of all of that, the headset sounded like crap on the stream. Minimum priority for me on top of all this other stuff. I couldn't even get the live chat up to look at it, but I thought I'd just show you a little recap here. Now Beck's switching the show for a bit. I think we were live for like 6.5 hours between students and adults. But if you're looking at some kind of career in camera, production, lighting, switching, and you're starting out, or it's a second career, you're in your 50s, first career's out of the way, and you're looking to restart, you got idle time, you need to be out there and engaged. Churches, schools, local sports, private as well as public. There are nonprofits for pick any cause thing you like. Find a way to get media as part of their thing. Everyone has a need for social now, live streams. Can't make excuses of not getting work by not getting work. You got to get yourself out there. I handed out 4 business cards at this event. Probably all of it's a budget tier below what I'm interested in, but networking, shaking hands, meeting people. And fortunately, I'm at a stage in my career where I'm not really drilling for new business. I'm enjoying this much more full circle again. I get to do things I didn't do as my job for the last 20 years, and I get to teach a bunch of new people, and hopefully some of the younger people working here, spark a little interest. This might send them in a direction that turns into an occupation for them. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks so much for watching.